All right, welcome back to another video, guys. I did go to the gym this morning. I just didn't do my morning workout talk as I was going because I didn't really go at the time that I wanted. And me and my wife drove together in the car because we were both able to go in the morning. And she didn't want to be on camera. So she didn't want to be on camera because, well, she probably would not be on camera because she would be on the passenger. And right now the view is on me, but you know, she thought that I was gonna film her. I said, I'm not gonna film you, but I said, you know, it's okay. And plus, it would be awkward with her in the car with me because I usually don't do the morning workout talk with her in the car with me. And usually I don't really have a topic. I don't have a premeditated, like I don't premeditate my topics. I don't plan it. I just go off the cuff. And you can notice that I don't even really have a topic. I just start talking and I start ranting, and then I delve into different, subject matters, and I just start, elaborating upon it, and then I segue into something else. One thing that I start talking about ends up leading to something else. So that's usually how it goes. But even this video that I'm doing, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm just letting you guys know that the 10 to 15 people that watch it, that view my morning workout talks, this is for you, because I know, I'm not saying that you guys are waiting for it, but I'm big on consistency, and I hate the fact that I wasn't able to do it this morning, but I was still able to go to the gym. That's one thing I can assure you guys this for sure. If I don't do a morning workout talk, it's not because I didn't go to the gym. It's just because I just didn't do the video. And of course, Tuesday and Thursdays I do my yoga stretches in the house. And I'm thinking about even getting another yoga video, because that yoga video that I've had that for years. When I got into a bad car accident, I was unable to go to the gym because I had, if you see this scar on my hand, I had tore all the ligaments in my wrist, and I broke a bone in there, so I had to put a steel rod in there and put some screws in my hand to make sure that my ligaments can fuse back together in place. And during that time, I couldn't go to the gym, so what I would do, I just got really creative and started looking at yoga workouts, things that I can do and stretch. But I was still limited because I couldn't really put pressure on my hand. And even before, even before the doctors were telling me, take it easy, I was still trying to do pull-ups like an idiot. But I think that even trying to do workouts probably strengthened my ligaments in a sense, because I didn't overdo it, but I did add a bit of pressure on it. And they did say do things with it. They told me as I'm healing, still try to lift things that I can lift. So I did do that. But yeah, that's one thing for sure. I've always had, no matter what's gone on in my life, losing people, betrayal, heartache, disappointments. That's one thing that's been consistent. Even when I went through my divorce with my ex-wife. And I'm so thankful that I came out of that marriage unscathed. That I didn't get injured. I didn't get killed. I didn't have a child with her. I'm just thankful. It was a great learning experience for me. And even with that, I've always had, working out has always been the consistent of my life. And it's almost, I'm married to it. If you want to say, what's the most consistent thing in my life other than breathing, it would be working out. I've always had that. It's always been my go-to. It's always been my therapy. A lot of people cling on to religion. They cling on to whatever they cling on to for them to cope. My mechanism of coping has always been working out, whether it's running long distances, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's doing something at home, working out, whether it's sun gazing. No matter what it is, I'm always doing something. Because I believe that the body is the tool that that dictates our perception, and it also allows us to interpret our reality in ways that either can be detrimental to our development or can act as a progressive component to help us improve and get better. And with me, I've always used my body in a sense to accentuate whatever I have. So meaning that if I'm going through anything and I don't sit there and wallow in it, I just go out and run, I do something. I keep my body moving, and I've always had that. Whether it's through bad relationships, breakups, arguments, whatever it is, I've always had working out. It's the number one consistent that's been in my life. It's the number one consistent that's been in my life, and it's always been there. When other things weren't there for me, it was always there. And of course, I'm inserting a personification. I'm personifying my workout. I'm personifying working out, meaning that I'm attaching to something that's tangible, personal characteristics, mirroring or being a carbon copy of what a human characteristics would be. You know, I'm telling you that I've had a relationship with working out. If that's my first wife, working out. You know, that's my first wife. That's my first love. People come and go in my life. Things have happened to me, and I'm not here, playing victim or anything like that. But it's just true. I've made horrible mistakes. I can look back in my past and I regret some of the decisions that I've made, some of the relationships that I was in my youth and also in my stupidity. But that's how we grow. But in it all, I've always had the gym. I've always had that. Not necessarily the gym. I've always had working out, activity. But yeah. So that's my rant this morning. It's about 7 something. I think it's about 8 something right now. And just dropped my kids off at their school, at their early learning child center. I don't like to call it a daycare because I'm not just dropping my kids off for them to play and get washed. They're being read to. They're being taught. They've learned a lot in that early learning child center. And later on, I'm taking my little boy to get his haircut around 10-ish. So that's what I'll be doing. And he may whine and cry to go to school. So I may end up taking him to school after he gets his haircut. We'll see. But yeah, guys, but thank you for indulging me. I didn't do a traditional morning workout talk. This is like a post one. But remember, find consistency. Look at my video on the ideas of eating. And just the other day, I wanted to add this. I was sun gazing yesterday on my mat outside, and this guy was walking by the sidewalk in my right in front of my house. He had 2 of his daughters with him, and he's from Cameroon. His name is Lecky. That's what he told me. He said his name is Lecky, and he said, I'm playing my music. I'm playing my little Afro vibes, doing my thing, and he stops. He stops and looks at me. He was like, "Man," he was like, "What do you do?" He's pointing to his belly. He kind of shook his belly. He was like, "What do you do? I'm trying to lose all this." And I told him, I said, "Well, it's gradual, and there's nothing more honorable, and nothing more. I'm filled with gratitude. I'm very thankful when a stranger walks up to me and asks me, 'What do I do?' And that means that they see something in me that they aspire to be like." And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be walking pieces or walking components of inspiration to all people that are within our circle, or even people that are outside of our circle. That guy, I didn't know him. I know him in terms of, like, I know where his house is, because when I'm pulling into the neighborhood, I see him outside. I know he lives in my neighborhood, but in terms of like a personal relationship with him, or I don't know him personally. This is the first time we actually dialogue. And he said his name is Lecky. He's from Cameroon. He talked about how he's trying to lose weight and things like that. And I told him, I said, "Do you eat late?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Try not to eat in the morning." I said, eat between 12 and 7. Eat when the sun rises, and eat last when the sun sets. I said, don't eat processed food. Stay away from fried chicken, Popeyes. Don't eat out. I said, try to eat foods that are grown from the earth. And I said, just start there. I said, and continue to do what you're doing. Just remain consistent. And then he was telling me, he told me how his wife cooks a bunch of like fufu. Because I'm from Nigeria. He's from Cameroon. Both are different countries that have certain, our foods are similar. They may have different spices that they use, but he talked about fufu. And being from Nigeria, I ate fufu. And I told him, I said, yeah, I don't do that anymore. That's full of starch. If you look at our people, they look like fufu because they eat fufu so much they become thick, and he told me how when he goes to parties, he doesn't like the way his stomach looks in his outfits. And I know about those outfits he's talking about, those nice African garb that they're really they really press on the skin. They don't, I mean, they really, if you pull it, it's not given at all. If you have any blemishes in terms of like fat, it'll show. And I know exactly what he's talking about because I've worn those outfits before. If you look in there, if you look good and your physique is right, you're gonna look like a king. You're gonna look like a god. But if your physique is out of whack, you're gonna actually look horrible. And he said that. He says he doesn't like the way he looks when he goes to these parties. And he's talking about how it's the foods that he eats, the foods that his wife cooks. So I told him, I said, yeah, I always tell people start with that. Start mitigating when you eat. And I told him, I gave him the example. I said, you know people who have pets? He says, yes. I said, how many times do dogs and dogs eat? Or pets eat? He said, like once a day. I said, yeah. I said, we're the only people that eat 4, 5, 6 times a day. We shouldn't be eating that damn much. It's not that serious. We're eating like there's no tomorrow. So yeah, he told me that he'll connect with me later, that he really wants to talk to me. And I said, yeah, I'm always willing to help anybody because my workout journey is more than just losing weight. It's a mixture of hating the way I looked, having low self-esteem, and going through things in my life where I needed an outlet. I didn't want to use drugs because a lot of people use that for a coping mechanism. They use alcohol and drugs. I wasn't going to do that. I sought a high through working out, and that was the high that I got. I did play sports in high school, so I know what that feels like, that euphoric feeling, and that's what I sought. And yeah, you have to come to a point where you hate yourself to be that disciplined. And like Mike Tyson says, discipline is doing something you hate, but doing it like you love it. No one likes to wake up in the morning. You think I want the natural thing, the natural progression of a human is to seek comfort. That's why that we are in a hellish third dimension, because naturally we seek things that are destructive to our well-being. We have to fight against the things that are natural to us to overcome those barriers to become better and stronger. We have to overcome those. And naturally we want to be lazy. Naturally we don't want to do anything. We only get up when we have to. We only get up to do things when we've gone too far. When we're 30, 40 pounds overweight, that's when we want to start trying. But I've never been like really like fat. I've been in times where I've been a little bit bigger, but in terms of like, oh, that guy's fat, I've never been that. I am I'll be honest with you guys, like this is the best shape I've been in my life, to be honest with you guys right now, as I speak to you. Yeah, so he talked to me, and that's not the first time someone has talked to me. Because during the winters, of course, I don't go out and do that. I love the summers because I love to sit out here and get the sun. And I sleep very well. I mean, my dreams are so lucid. I feel like I'm in a different world when I'm sleeping. Like I feel like I'm in a different place. It's a remarkable how the brain works. But yeah, that's not the first time. I had a guy who was selling product. Those people that knock on door to door trying to sell product, and he tried to sell me something. I told him I said, I'm sorry, man. I'm busy. I'm working out right now. He was like, oh yeah, I understand. He was like, man. He's like, I've never seen anybody how you're in the heat doing what you're doing. I said, yeah. And I explained to him about the benefits of the sun. I told him how it's something that benefits our melanin, because he was a melanated man like me. I hate to use the word black man, but he was a melanated a man like me. And I just told him the benefits of the sun. And I told him we're not supposed to hide from it. You're not supposed to have cotton and linen on your body when you're receiving the rays from the sun, because it actually cooks you faster. It burns more. When you're like really like damn near naked, the sun feels good. To me personally, I only have on compression shorts. The compression shorts that look like underwear. And I know I look weird out here. People looking at me like, put on some clothes, but I'm not naked. I'm not nude. I'm right in my driveway. I'm not walking around like that. But yeah. And he talked to me. I ended up exchanging numbers with him. with that guy. He asked for my number, and I would occasionally text him and give him some tidbits on diet and different things you can do and working out. But whenever I talk to people, I always start off with the eating window. If people can control when they eat, no matter what they eat, that's the start. Because your body's trying to fight to put itself back in equilibrium. And when I say equilibrium, I mean back in balance. First, when your body's in balance, and then when your body's back into balance, then you can start gaining the benefits from anything you do. That's when you start trying to eat better. But it's a step-by-step process. It's a slow process. It's not something that you just, oh, I'm going to wake up and be disciplined. Again, I went through a lot. So people, if you ever see people who can do extraordinary things or people who are extremely disciplined, you have to ask them their story. What pushed them to be the way that they are? I had an injury when I had a neurological injury when I was 17 in high school, where I couldn't walk for 3 days. Until today, my left calf is a little smaller than my right calf because the neurons, the muscle tissues in my left leg literally atrophied because I couldn't flex my toes. I couldn't even move my leg. I would walk with a limp for a while. I did. If you see me now, I walk I walk normal, but my left toes and my left leg is not as strong as my right leg, which is why when I do legs are very hard for me to do, but I still push through and do them. You know, as much as I hate to do legs, I'm always doing something that involves my lower body in the gym. You would think I love doing lower body, but I hate it because of the imbalance in strength from the left leg to my right leg. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's my rant, and just want to let you guys know I didn't do a morning workout talk, but I guess you can call this the morning workout talk, but usually it's dark when I'm doing it. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. Today, again, I'm going to be taking my boys. Oh, it's not even 8 yet. It's 7:58 right now, so I still have time. All right, guys, take care. Stay dedicated. Stay disciplined. Find something that you can do to improve your mental state and to improve your body, and stick with it. It doesn't have to be something that's catastrophic, like that's something that's over the top, like something that's cataclysmic, like, oh my God, this is what he's doing. No, just start small. You know, look at the progression of a child. A child has to crawl before it walks, and then when it walks, it starts to run. So start somewhere, though. A child moves. The baby moves because the baby's trying to learn to walk, learn to be more independent. And as adults, we have to start somewhere. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you don't like what you see, you can do something about it. If you don't like your biochemical status in terms of, your levels, your body levels, like if you don't like your blood pressure, if the doctor is telling you that, hey, your blood pressure is too high, your cholesterol's too high, you have hypertension, no matter what the doctors have told you, you can reverse it. You can reverse it without a pill. You can reverse it without medication. All you need is the sun, and eat foods that are energized by the sun. It's common freaking sense. The sun is good for your body, but the sun is what energizes these crops, these plants that grow, these vegetables and fruits that grow from the earth. They're energized by photosynthesis. The ultraviolet rays, the photons that are emitted, that hit the microbiome that then germinates the seed and helps the seed grow, those things are good for you. But guess why those things grow? They grow because of the sun. So if you just stop eating the junk and start exercising, nothing extreme, just start by walking for 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes every other day. Just start by doing something. But this idea that I'm going to just go to work, come home, drink a beer, or sit down in my house and watch TV or be on my phone all damn day, that's not the way to live. That's a slow way to die, actually. So find something that's going to stimulate your mind, and find something that is going to help your body, help your mind and your body. Because the older you get, the harder it becomes. When you're young, you can get away with anything. The older you get, the weight of the world in a metaphoric sense starts to weigh down on you, and you need to push through it. Pushing through it means doing things that you're not comfortable doing. but doing it like you love it because you like the results of it. All right. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys again Wednesday. Till next time. All right.